Welcome to Three Views, the podcast where three brothers,
Thane,
Garrett,
and grain.
that's
That's
us,
us.
review a variety of products, feelings, experiences, and senses. Two of us know what we're reviewing, one doesn't, but has to play along and give their honest review. Then guess what we've been reviewing at the end of the episode. I've got that Saturday morning sleepy voice, so I sound real cool. In a
it's
world.
not Saturday.
Do you
He's
have
had
a
it for
different?
day.
Do you have different sleepy voices depending on which day it is?
Yeah, don't you?
Thane only gets sleepy on Saturday.
Yeah,
Well,
Saturday's my only sleepy day.
That's when he can take nappies.
That's the only night
Yeah.
that he sleeps is Friday night.
I can't nap on Saturdays because that's when I have to game.
Saturdays are for the boys, and
Saturdays
the boys
are for the boys.
And the boys are Thane, Garrett, and Gaucho.
That's us.
That's us.
Oh shit.
Um,
That's us.
Saturdays are for the boys, and by the boys I mean Arthur Morgan.
I don't know who that is.
Oh,
Red
you
Dead
don't
Redemption
know?
2.
That was funny though. That was
Oh,
great. I really
Mm.
liked that Thane.
Hey,
I
thanks.
don't know who that is.
I think that joke will land with one audience member.
Arthur.
Arthur.
Does anyone have any highlights?
Yeah, do we want to talk about the secret fourth brother we have here?
Oh, I thought we were just going with Gaucho's sleepy Saturday sleepy voice. It's very different.
Gaucho's Saturday sleepy voice is very different. His mannerisms have all changed, and he's kind of like an entirely different person. More akin to our sister.
He looks a little different.
Yeah, for those of you watching, he looks a little different.
For our Patreon members, I bet you were wondering when Gaucho got glasses.
And grew his hair out long.
And hey, none of your fucking business.
Mind your business.
Hey, unsubscribe to our Patreon right now if you're wondering about it. Fucking respect our privacy.
Yeah, we don't like you
You
asking
don't-
questions.
You don't come to our Patreon, ask us questions, call us gay. You don't do those things.
This is my own private Patreon, and I will not be harassed. Yeah, I'm the secret fourth brother. That's all.
Right on.
You don't get to know my
Welcome,
name.
Grain.
Respect my privacy, please.
I think this sounds like that's just Gaucho.
Grain, Garrett, and Grain. Okay, so, oh man. So, my highlight, I don't know, I didn't think about it much beforehand. My highlight, it's good. I like it. Is the first one.
Informative, very telling.
Yeah, no, I think so. I think that as opposed to its sort of alternative, it's not exactly an alternative. They can both be used, but sometimes a situation calls for one or the other, and I think this is the better of the two, I would say health-wise. And a negative highlight is that it just kind of fucking sucks. Like, it's good, but at what cost? Like, it's good for, I don't know, a couple weeks maybe, and then it just becomes a whole process anytime you want to use it. It just is so much more work than it needs to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that the sunk cost fallacy actually originated with this, which I think is a pretty distinct highlight, is that a whole psychological principle has kind of spun off of the use of this, where it's like, I've already put this much effort into it, I might as well keep going. I've put this much money, this much time, whatever, I might as well keep using it. And that's at a certain point you got to be like, maybe not.
Yeah, it's like Ouroboros.
I've already eaten this much of myself. I
It's-
might as well go till infinity.
It's like
Yeah.
what?
Ouroboros.
Look it
I
up.
thought you were just saying like Aurora Borealis, but being silly about it. And then Thane's response, I thought maybe that's not what he's saying.
Oh, Ouroboros would be a pretty good elbow tattoo. I've been trying to figure out elbow tattoos.
You could do an Ouroboros in a circle around your elbow, and then just a Pikachu face and right on your elbow.
Ouroboros, but it's Pikachu head. Ouroboros grain is the symbol of a snake eating itself.
I see.
Yeah, it's like to represent infinity. Is it ancient Egyptian? I think originally it was ancient Egyptian.
Probably. They came up with most things.
They figured most things out. They were one of the first to ever do it.
They were the first guys.
They made MySpace.
Egyptians made MySpace.
They built those pointy buildings.
Oh, I was trying to workshop a joke about Facebook. I was trying to think of a joke about the lawsuit, but I remembered that Facebook is different than MySpace. I wasn't
Only a
alive for
little
either
bit.
of them. I wasn't alive when Facebook was a thing, so I wouldn't know.
In ancient Egypt.
Yeah. That was like at least 40 years ago, ancient Egypt.
Oh, I think when the Sphinx's face fell off, they changed it to metal.
Did you guys know that we live closer to the building of the Egyptian pyramids than we do to the
New
woolly
Hampshire?
mammoths?
Then we do to what thing?
Woolly mammoths? Yeah.
You know, I never thought about it like that. But that, that registers as true. That's not that shocking.
That
At least me personally, I live closer to the ancient Egyptians than I do to the woolly mammoths.
I think I live closer to the steam age.
That was a pretty good one. Rest in peace. Is that all our highlights?
I have a highlight. Tastes good.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can get it where it's like a little like crystallized, and it's real good. Probably. I'm pretty sure they have this in Skyrim.
I would not be surprised. I have never played Skyrim, but I've watched you guys play it a good bit. I could see this being in Skyrim.
So just for context, Grain, because if you've just seen us play Skyrim, there's a lot more to Skyrim than just running around in a butt flap in the woods, punching wolves with your hands.
So this is a fun story. The first time Garrett ever played Skyrim, he started in character creation, and it was like 9, 10, whatever at night. And I watched him for a little bit, and then the character creation can take a little while. So I was like, okay, I'm going to just go to bed. And I stop and I go to bed. And then I walk back out into the living room the following morning, and he is still playing. And he looks up at me like, oh, I was like, dude, it's like 6 a.m. What are you doing? And he had spent the entire night. He did a dark elf character, named it Evil Death, and then spent the entire night running around in a butt flap punching wolves, and hadn't done. It was like 8 hours of gameplay, and that's all he had done.
I had maybe leveled up like 2 or 3 times, and yeah, had no weapons, had no armor, was just punching wolves.
And you know what? He had fun. I'm not ragging on the way he played the game, but that's just kind of funny.
That's really good.
The bodies of the wolves that I buried that day laid the foundation of what we are now.
Okay, give me a minute. I'm going to take off my headphones while I put this sweatshirt on. No one say anything.
Nothing's
Anything-
happening here.
Don't
anything
say
funny,
anything. I can't
or
hear
Nothing's
you.
going on.
Stop talking.
Nothing
Do not
to
talk
hear.
right
Say-
now. Guys, I don't
say
know what you're
nothing funny?
saying. Welcome back to 3 Views. What did you say?
Are we allowed to talk now?
Yeah, can we
Yes.
talk? Can we speak, please?
I
Can we
specifically said
speak?
while my headphones were off. I don't think I said that.
I have a
I can
question
run it back.
to
We
you.
can fix it in post.
That's such a good joke, Grace.
Thank you. I got it from this guy who's not as funny as me, so we don't really need to talk about him or his name or anything. So anyway, what's your question?
Where have you found this is the best place? What's the best container for it to be in?
That's a really good question. I have containers for this and similar items, and recently have had a lot of frustration around this item just being the fucking worst in this container, in just like a plastic storage container that I keep similar things in, not in the same container, in other, but they're
Just
the
mix
same
them all together.
type of thing. Yeah, just mix them all together. It makes, utilizing this, it's fun. It's a gamble. Things don't turn out the way you wanted to, but I've had a lot of frustration with that. And then I recently got some of this new, some more, and have just been keeping it in the plastic bag and just like clipping that. And I don't know why I thought that was going to be worse or the same, but it's actually been better. And now I feel like maybe I've spent a really long time being frustrated with this, and maybe it was my fault and I should have just been keeping it in the plastic bag the whole time, because it's been easy.
That's usually the case.
That's
Is if you're upset about something, it's your fault and you're making it up. it's not. It's not a real problem, and you're just making things up in your head. For almost everything in life.
Almost invariably, yeah.
Oh, my lower back hurts. Pain isn't real. It's in your head.
Oh, my lower back hurts. It's probably because of the sinning.
Probably because of the city. When in doubt, blame it on your own sins.
This is most likely my penance.
Cons be real the other day. Melatonin for my sins. Drink caffeine too close to bedtime. I laughed at that. I thought it was funny. And then like 3 days later, I was like, oh, it's a play on atoning, melatonin. Went right over my head. It was
really
funnier 3 days later.
Melatonin for my sins. Caffeine too close to bed.
What was your question? What's our favorite container?
My question was, what do you think of this funny tweet I saw? It said, my boyfriend flew too close to the sun, gave me the Icarus.
Oh, that's great.
No, what kind of container do you keep this in?
I empty out bread bags and put it in that. And then I like to twist the bread bag and then fold it back over on itself to like create the airtight seal.
You do the twist and tuck.
Not like tuck underneath it, but I invert the excess to fold back over the
Like Aurora Borealis.
exactly like how light works with Aurora Borealis.
Aurora Borealis.
Aurora Borealis.
I don't keep any of this stuff in my house.
Nasty. You're
Not
gross.
allowed.
Fucking nerd. You just say you don't like joy. Great,
You say you're
thanks.
not allowed? Turn your camera around to face your lawyer so we can verify with him. All right.
There he is. We're good.
Confirmed. I have a question for you two,
Okay.
and I'll ask it.
Today?
Or perhaps tomorrow?
Mayhaps tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow.
Is that Shakespeare?
You guys stop.
No, I think
thinking
I came
in
up
this
with that.
petty pace, day to day. Good grief.
Is that plagiarism?
No, I wrote. Did you know that we live closer to Shakespeare than we do to the Big Bang?
Do you
Like
know that
physical?
we don't live closer to Shakespeare than we do to woolly mammoths?
Shakespeare was older than you'd think.
Dane,
Dude
ask
was
your question.
Shakespeare was older than you think and not as half as pretty as he should have been.
Yeah, that's a
man.
pretty good
He
question.
should have had some knockers on him.
I'm trying to think of a question. I don't know. I said it and I thought it would come to me and I can't think of a question.
I was really relieved when you said you had a question for the two of us because I have not thought of one yet.
I have another question for the two of you. You ever
That's
just put a
against
little
the-
bit in your nose?
No, have you,
No.
Thane? I bet Thane has.
Thane probably has.
Yeah,
He seems
Thane's
like
the type
type.
of guy to put a little bit of this in his nose.
Look, I have pretty severe allergies. There's almost nothing I won't put in my nose to try to fix it.
I maybe have put a little bit of this in my nose accidentally.
Probably I've put a little bit in my nose.
Probably as a treat.
We all have it.
I didn't want to take like a strong stance on it. Like, yeah, I've totally because I knew that's embarrassing.
Aurora
I'm new to
Borealis
being
can
your
put
guys'
a little
brother.
of this in their nose as a treat.
Aurora Borealis can
As long as they
a little bit in the nose of Aurora Borealis. That's actually where the different coloring comes from because some of it's snot.
It's not what?
an Ouroboros can has a little Ouroboros as a treat.
I get that now. I know what that guys. I just learned what that is.
And Mom tries to tell us this isn't an educational podcast.
He's always saying that.
Mom has commented on every single episode and been like, I thought this was supposed to be educational.
When am I gonna learn anything?
It's like the bounty of knowledge is everywhere if you look for it. Here's my question then. What's the
What the hell?
what the hell?
What the hell? Is this allowed?
Is this allowed?
You guys know
What
that
is-
classic is this allowed Vine?
Yeah,
And it's
Yeah.
like the girl and her boyfriend in the McDonald's.
yeah,
Do you know it's a mannequin?
yeah.
I didn't know that for years.
Yeah, it's like a life-size doll.
It's just a girl and a mannequin, and she's just like caressing its face, and he's just like, "What is this allowed?" And she turns and is like, "Stop." And it just seems like he's just like giving some couple doing PDA a hard time, but it's fully a mannequin.
That is
so great.
something that does make you just want to say, "Is this allowed?"
And I'm with him. Is that allowed? I would still like to know. The question was never answered.
Yeah, what's your favorite representation of this in culture in
You want to take that from
media?
the top?
What is your favorite What is your favorite representation of this in media?
Who's that real angry guy who's always making food?
Gordon Ramsay?
Yeah, I like
Squidward? Oh,
when he uses. Just Squidward isn't big into cooking. I don't think
Squidward doesn't cook.
His ass is not cooking.
he doesn't. he
His
doesn't
ass
even
is
cook at
playing the
work.
clarinet.
His ass is moping and wallowing.
Sunday plans, wallowing, etc.
Mm,
Talking in Saturday sleepy voice.
let's pencil in some yearning for the late afternoon.
So your answer was Gordon Ramsay or just the angry cook guy?
The angry cook guy, who is that is him.
Word.
Yeah, that's a good answer. I'm gonna go with Martha Stewart and or Snoop Dogg because they're really one and the same. if you
Pretty
think
much.
about it.
Yeah, pretty much
Basically,
the same
all of
person.
their projects are intertwined at this point.
There's nothing that Martha Stewart has done that Snoop Dogg hasn't done better.
Whoa.
You heard it here first.
Brutal, but true.
I think the world is ready to hear it.
Yeah.
I think that My favorite representation of this in media is Jesse Pinkman in Breaking Bad when he does this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen like 4 episodes of Breaking Bad, but you guys talk about it nonstop.
Well, you
So.
see, Breaking Bad, it's a show where...
Okay, all right, okay.
It's this really great show where a white guy gets mad at things.
Oh, that's my favorite genre.
But he feels like he's pretty justified. And
Yeah.
is
Oh.
okay to do it.
Well, if he feels like he's justified, that's all
Yeah.
I need.
I read
That's
about
good.
I read about this cool thing called the white savior, and I just really thought that was really cool. Did you read more than the headline? No, I don't think I needed to.
That was really cool.
I don't think I needed to.
All right, Grace. Sorry, Grain. Do you have a question?
How dare you?
I thought I was going to be Grain.
You are Grain.
You are Grain. I am also Grain.
We are Grain.
We are Grains. And that's why this week we're reviewing Grains.
Whole grain bread.
Any grain you want.
Half a grain bread.
We used half of each grain for this bread. We went through and separated half of every single grain. It was really tedious. That's why this bread costs $17 a loaf. I have a question for you two.
I have an answer for you too.
You don't need to have an answer for both of us. You just need to have one answer.
Okay.
Really, just for me. I don't give a fuck if Thane hears your answer.
Okay, Grain. When I say the answer, just cover your ears.
I thought you were talking to me because I'm Grain.
Yeah, me too.
It's a little confusing. I kind of see the issue now.
It's
Alright,
just
so
grain, grapes, and cigarette.
Whoa!
Cigarette.
My
That's
full
your
name.
Garrett is short for cigarette.
Yeah.
This is our last episode with Cigarette because next week Gaucho's going to come back and we all
Take my
know about
place.
Gaucho and his eating habits.
Oh no.
I can't believe Gaucho ate our other brother's cigarette.
I can't believe our brother cannibalized our other brother for the bit. For a visual bit on the podcast without video.
Hey, so I've got a question for the two of you.
Oh.
Hit it.
How
That was
often...
so quick. You're right on top of it.
Shut the fuck up. How often would you say you use this in, let's say, like in the span of a month? How many times do you think you use this?
7.
0.
Like on a typical month?
Yeah, in your average month.
All right.
I'm gonna say, on average, maybe like 3 or, well, yeah, probably about 3 times.
Very
So like anywhere from 0 to 7 times. Easy peasy.
It's a piece of cake.
Easy peasy. This in our home. We
Our
burn the
home.
flag. Salami in this bag. If you don't like, if this offends you, easy peasy.
Easy peasy.
If this offends, easy peasy.
We kiss the dog.
Barack Obama.
We say Barack Obama. We are politically incorrect. About how often would you guys say in your homes you say Barack Obama?
For like an average month?
Yeah.
0 to 7.
0 to 7 somewhere. 0, 3, or 7. We got a sponsor. Do we want to go to our sponsor break?
Ooh, yeah.
Today's sponsor, we are brought to you by a cool stick. This is a product that is from apes, by apes, and for apes. And in concert with that, the apes have given me something that they've written down for me to read. So I've sent you guys DMs of kind of your bit. So we'll just go into that script now.
Okay. Pulling that up. Do, 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 do.
Oh. Yep,
All
I've
right.
got mine.
Okay, yeah.
Got it. And really, I don't think that I could have said it any better. I think that really hit it right on the head. I think brevity is the soul of wit with that one, and I don't know what else really even needs to be said. A
Yeah,
big stick, cool stick.
they summed it up really well in that little script, but also, excuse my accent. Monkey is not my first language.
That's all right. I think that there's a certain amount that they can forgive, considering we're separate species.
Yeah, which is nice that they see it that way.
Look, if I know anything about apes and monkeys, it's that they're very forgiving and very nice and fun, and I like them.
And if I know anything about monkeys and apes, it's
Speed review, monkey.
it's point.
It's not going to get a point for me. That is a silver. Is that silver?
Silver
Probably.
butt
That's
tier.
2 out of 3. That is a silver butt tier. And that's 3 Views' official stance on Monkey with all of the original members of the podcast.
With their sleepy Saturday voices.
Well, Grain, do you want to introduce our scale for us?
Well,
Sure.
Thane, here's what you... Hey, fuck off. Grain, here's what you have to understand is that here at 3 Views, we use a 15-point scale. Now, we can each award up to 5 points. If the total score between the 3 of us is 15, it is a gold-rated product. If it's 0 to 5, it's shit butt. 6 to 10 is bronze. 11 to 14 is silver. And once again, 15 points is gold. Who would like to start?
What do you award points for?
Yeah, what the hell?
Guys, oh my god.
What the hell am I even rating these
I'm
things
gonna
on?
just leave.
No, we're only like 20 episodes in. Nobody knows what we award points for, so we have to explain it.
There's a little gap. I forgot. Like I was like, man, I nailed that. I did that so good. Fuck.
Yeah, you did
So,
bad.
You can award points for 1, ease of use, 2, accessibility, 3, aesthetics, 4, ethics and morals, and 5, yes or no.
Huh.
And them's the points.
Huh.
Huh.
I will not give it a point for ease of use. Because it's usually easy to use for a little bit, and then it just fights you. And it's just like, actually, I'm done being useful. Accessibility is pretty good. Pretty good. You can get it pretty much anywhere. That's a point. Aesthetics. Yes. I like the texture, and I think it's cool. Ethics and morals, neutral, so that's a point. Yes or no? I'm gonna give it a point because tastes good. So that is 4 out of 5 for Mr. Garrett.
Garrett Bear, 4 out of 5.
Garrett was my father. You can call me Cigarette.
Garrett, did you know that you're in my phone as Garrett Barrett?
No, that's pretty good.
And have been for several years.
I don't know how Garrett bears it.
But he fucking better.
He grins and Care Bears it. Uh, I will go ahead and go next. I will give it a point for ease of use. I think that there's really just it's pretty straightforward, and you just kind of get it and use it. You know, it's got its function, and yeah, it kind of lacks variety, but it's pretty straightforward, really. Accessibility, yeah, you can get this basically anywhere, like grocery stores, wherever. Aesthetics, I'm not super into the aesthetics, not super into the way it looks. So I won't give it a point for that. Ethics and morals, I don't know of anything ethically or morally wrong. I don't know of any issues with it. So I will give it a point for that. And yes or no, not no, I'm not feeling it. So no. That's three points from the original grain.
So that's 7 so far.
All right, I'm gonna go. If you guys are okay with this, I'm gonna go next.
Yeah, that'll be all right with me.
So the new and improved
That's okay.
grain is gonna say grain 2.0. I'm gonna say ease of use, absolutely not. Accessibility, yeah, you can get it pretty much anywhere. It's not expensive. I don't think it's a regular thing that I buy, so I'm not actually aware of the price because I'm like, what? I'm gonna not buy it. I need this, so. But I think, yeah, it's fine. So accessibility, yes.
That's me
Aesthetics
with action figures.
Aesthetics. It's tricky because it's good until it's not. It's it's good until it's really bad, so it's not gonna get a point for aesthetics. Ethics and morals, sure. I don't really want to give it a point just because it's so frustrating to me so much of the time. It makes me do unethical and immoral things because I get so angry. But it itself, I think, is fine, so it gets a point for that. Yes or no? I'm still gonna give it a yes because I'm still the one choosing to use this. I appreciate it for what it does. I hate it for the things it does poorly, but when it's good the first little bit, and then before it gets really bad, it's good. 3 points, bringing us up to a total of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10. That's bronze.
So we in the biz
That's
call
bronze,
it
baby.
bronze.
That's show bronze, baby.
The show bronze must go on, baby.
Have you guys seen, sidetracking real quick, have you been watching the new episodes of Smiling Friends?
Yeah.
I have.
Have you seen that meme that's it's the LeBron James reportedly whatever, and he's got his head in his hands, and there's one that it's LeBron James reportedly gave away miniature version of his boss given to him with care and love.
Good.
It's like, Alan, I don't really want this.
Is it alright if I? Yeah, no. If you don't want it, I'll take it. I mean, is it okay if I give it away? Well, you already did, so I guess it was your gift, but it's yours, so I can just do what you want with it. Is it okay if I? Well, you already gave it away.
Yeah. Now we'll get into who doesn't know and do the guess.
Is it me?
Is it me?
It is Grain.
Woo-hoo!
Who doesn't know?
It is great.
Yeah, guys, this was a tough one. I'm not.
Their pants.
I don't know. I thought that I knew, but it's been just revealed that it's me, Grain, who doesn't know. So I really have no idea, because I thought I knew what we were reviewing this whole time.
Hey guys, I just want to hop on real quick and offer a quick correction. It is not actually Grain the younger that doesn't know. It is the original Grain that doesn't know.
It's old fart Grain.
It's old fart Grain.
Younger.
Yeah, the Grain, this one doesn't know, and so I'm gonna guess cornstarch.
No, stupid.
No,
Yeah,
fucking
I'm
dumbass.
so in the weeds. I'm so lost. I have no idea.
The original Greenster has guessed wrong.
It's my favorite song by The Offspring. Original Prankster by The Offspring.
I was just thinking more like the term OG, like just original gangsters is what I was doing. I don't really be listening to the Offspring like that.
Man, you need to.
If it's not You're Gonna Go Far, Kid, I'm not interested.
Show me how to lie.
So dance, fucker, dance.
Man, he never had a chance.
It was only ever you.
And no one really knew that it was only ever you.
Yeah.
We're allowed to say
What are we
all of
reviewing,
this.
though, guys?
Brown sugar.
And
Really?
specifically the experience of like when you've had it for a couple weeks or a month or whatever, and it like starts to get like hard and kind of crystallizes, and it's so fucking difficult to bake with, to do anything with.
Just keep it in a better container.
I'll kill myself on this podcast. Subscribe to
No.
our Patreon for live video.
This is not iFunny in 2012. You can't post that.
You can't be saying that.
No, I realized very early on in this podcast when Garrett asked that question that maybe some of this is on me and the container I've been keeping it in. But also, like, I don't think that well, I don't know. Maybe the container I have is particularly bad, but, like, the container that Mom keeps her brown sugar in, like, just she keeps all of her, baking stuff in those plastic containers. And it's not as bad as my container. It's not as inconvenient, but it still does get hard. And she'll like put apple slices in there. And it's a whole, there's so much.
Hey, walk that back 1 second. Why does Mom put apple slices
Stop it.
with the brown sugar?
I don't know why it works, but it does to
Keeps
make
it
it
from
soft.
clumping.
Yeah. Which I did that with my brown sugar recently, and it just made it like all of the sugar surrounding the apple slices was white. It made it white somehow.
That's why you get.
I'm gonna be honest.
Sugar
I don't know
sugar.
what brown sugar is.
It's
Like, I know that it's
Hey, what
sugar
the
that is
hell?
brown, but I don't.
It's
Like,
just
if you were to say what's the difference between
it's just
white
cane
sugar,
right?
cow powdered sugar, and brown
Yeah,
sugar,
it is.
I would just say
cane
it's the
sugar.
colors and the texture. But I don't know more than that.
I don't know what like the normal white sugar is, but brown sugar is made from the cane plant thing.
Is white
Oh my
sugar
God.
like the white bread of sugars?
Brown sugar is just sugar that contains molasses.
What?
Oh, potatoes.
I just
and
looked that up. I had
molasses.
no idea.
I don't think molasses is a real thing.
Dude, I just looked up the helium thing he's talking about. It's true. That's 100% true. Everything he said was right. Yeah, wow. And Mom says this isn't an educational podcast. How many of our listeners, show of hands, knew that it was just sugar with molasses? Because I like brown
And-
sugar less now that I know that.
Molasses isn't real.
Let's do a recap. We've learned Aurobleis.
Aurobleis.
We've learned cane sugar, brown sugar, powdered sugar is all determined by how much molasses is in it.
That is not exactly what we learned.
That's exactly what we said.
That's not
you Googled
precisely
it,
what
and that's
was
exactly it.
We learned that Danny DeVito we live closer to Danny DeVito than the Big Bang.
Danny DeVito has always existed.
Powdered sugar is just granulated white sugar that's been pulverized to a fine powder. What the fuck?
I'll pulverize you to a white powder. Come in here with this slander again.
I love it. It's because it's like I'll beat you until you're dust, but it's like pulverized until you are a fine powder. Really refined.
That's a solid pulverizing right there.
Kitchen grade.
Kitchen grain.
Pulverize you until you are the perfect consistency to put on my French toast, perhaps.
And then maybe while I'm taking a bite, inhale a little bit. And
All right. Thanks everybody for listening.
Wait.
Thanks for tuning in.
Hold
Oh,
up.
you got one more thing?
Do you want to amend your rating now that you know what the hell we're talking about?
I don't remember what I rated it.
Okay. We'll stick
So-
with bronze.
Yeah, we'll stick with that's bronze is kind of the same color as brown sugar, so
Bronze sugar.
we'll stick with that. Bronze sugar. Grace, what is Graydon? What is Great?
Great. What is what?
Grape would it?
What is
Grain, what is bronze sugar?
Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy?
You texted me yesterday like, "Hey, what the hell? Who is this?" And I responded too quick, and then immediately thought, "Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy?" Should have sent that meme.
I was like 90% sure it was you. Yeah, I texted Thane a couple weeks ago, and he never texted me back. And maybe not a couple weeks ago, maybe week and a half ago. But since then, I've just been like, is Thane mad at me? Did I do something? Is he upset by what I just texted him?
What did you text me?
Is there something mean?
I texted you, fuck you, man. Eat shit. And then I was like, is he mad about
That's what you
this?
texted me?
Yeah. It was really weird that you didn't respond.
I just, out of the blue, texted you an insult and cursed you. And you didn't respond, and I was like, what the hell?
After we have not texted each other for several months, maybe a year. And I was really confused.
In the midst of a faith crisis, I got a text from my sister. Fuck you, what the hell, man?
It was the day of, actually, the day that you texted the family Discord that I texted you.
That's so
and I
funny.
was like, what the fuck is your problem? And then you didn't respond, and I just wanted to know what your problem was, dude.
That's what we got to end the podcast because now we're going to just be chatting about personal stuff. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thanks for joining us. Thank you to Dead Tonight. And thank you to Grain for joining us. You're welcome.
No problem.
Shut up, that's not me.
A secret fourth brother.
Don't listen to the propaganda. It's me, Grain, the younger. And you're
Grain the
welcome.
Younger.
Well,
Do you want to say anything about yourself, or just that it?
Can I plug something?
Absolutely.
no.
I don't have anything to plug.
Well, figure it out, and next time you're guesting on our podcast, you can plug something.
I have an account on Instagram where I post pictures that I've taken. Like, they're not very good. It's not like, oh, I do photography, but it's just like film photos that I think are pretty cool. I haven't posted on it in probably 2 years, but pretty soon I'm going to start posting on it, and then it's over for you hoes.
Oh, we're so fucking back.
So I'm
Is
not
that
going to tell
Mr.
you what it's
Robbie?
called. I'll plug it next time. No, it's not Mr. Robbie. Bleep that out.
Oh, okay, sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry.
You didn't say what the numbers are. No one will ever find it.
No one will ever know. Okay, thank you, and good night.
Thank you and
Night.
good night.